We back again with another daily Bitcoin DCA because USD just ain't the way. September 14th, 2025, block height 914,691. Currently, one Bitcoin will run you 115,343-ish dollars, and one USD will get you about 867 sats. If we take a look at our Z score, we're at 2.31. Still trying to see if we're going to make this move to the upside, make this move to the downside. Time will tell. Like I said, in this cycle, we haven't hit overbought yet, according to Z score, like we did in the last previous cycles. You can look back in time. If we take a look at the 200-week moving average, this is our floor price. We want to see this price continue to slowly rise up. It's currently at about $51,316. And as you can see, every time we've either touched it or slightly dipped below it, we didn't stay below it for very long. So it's been a good sign as a floor. It's held true, as you can see, all the way back to 2012. So we'll see if that continues to hold true as time goes on. If we take a look at some technicals, our weekly RSI is up to 59. So we're heading towards overbought territory. Not there yet. Like I said, 70 is when we're around the overbought time frame or time period. If we take a look at BITI, it's at 35. So good time to buy. We already seen on the daily a lot of gaps to the upside to fill. So we'll see how that plays out. If we take a look over on our buys, my buys, today I was able to accumulate 0.0000855 Bitcoin from $1, and I've contributed up to $5. The total balance is $4.93. This is the price I was able to buy in at. And as we can see, these are our Z scores, RSI, and 200 week. If we take a look, a screenshot at the buy, this is from Coinbase, and I'm just using it for this example purposes. I personally prefer strike or fold. I think fold, you get the most sats, you get the most bang for your buck. So I would test out whatever exchange you like to use. I would say at least test out 4 to 5 different exchanges. There's some websites out there that will show you what each exchange is charging and what you can get, but sometimes it's not fully up to date. So just test it out yourself. Open up 3, 4, 5 exchanges at one time, put in whatever you would buy, screenshot and see, how many sats, how many Bitcoin you would get for that purchase. And you can kind of compare that way. So use your eyes, trust your eyes. They won't steer you wrong. But as you can see, everything is matching up. This is the execution price, how much Bitcoin I was able to accumulate, 99 cents filled, 1 cent went to the fees. If we take a look at the holdings in that portfolio, 493, this is how much total Bitcoin I've accumulated so far during this. And then if we take a look over at BITI, this is the inverse Bitcoin. So this is to make some money on the downside when we do finally take a nice little dip. The red indicates that the market is closed, so I'm not able to make any buys at this time, but I am still putting the money to the side. So tomorrow I'll put in $3. So we'll be at a total of $6 deposited, and BITI accumulated will go up. And if we take a look at the weekly RSI, which we already did, we're at 35. I didn't monitor it the other days, so I moved it over on there. But if we take a look, I'm buying my BITI and Robinhood. Robinhood is Robinhood. It is what it is. At the end of the day, when it comes to your Bitcoin, whoever you decide to use, Strike, Fold, Cash App, Coinbase, Robinhood, Swan, River, whoever you prefer, once you accumulate about 0.01 Bitcoin, you want to move it into cold storage. I always am constantly recommending get yourself a ColdCard. They're the best in the game. Not saying that they're the only trustworthy ones out there, but they're the GOATs when it comes to cold storage. You pair them up with Sparrow, which is a desktop wallet, and then you can use something like Nunchuck to monitor and things like that. But needless to say, don't trust these exchanges to hold your Bitcoin. Any Bitcoin that you leave on an exchange is not your Bitcoin until you get it off of an exchange and into your hardware wallet of choice. So always remember that. Anything happens to the exchange, they go bankrupt, funds start to be missing, disappearing, any type of government holes, any type of shady stuff going on, your accounts get locked up, whatever the case may be, you're not able to move your Bitcoin off of those exchanges and onto your hardware wallets. That's not your Bitcoin. So like I said, once you accumulate about 0.01, and that's more so of just proper UTXO management, something I'll get into and explain in a different video. But yeah, so that's where we at for the day. Another day in the books, and I'll catch you mañana.